Hello everyone, welcome back for more Let's Play You Don't Know Jack Mach 2.
A single player. Thank you. Gameplay functions as follows. You are already familiar with the roles. Excellent.
I am familiar with the lols. Yes, I am. I'm not good at them, but I'm familiar with them.
Category is one hand in my pocket and the other one on Vermont. $1,000 if you get it. Okay, first things first, seeing that this is our New England episode, what do you say we start out with a nice, simple New England geography question, eh? If you play Twister using a map of New England, which of these is not one of the moves you might have to make? Right foot on New York, left hand on Maine, left foot on Connecticut, or right hand on Rhode Island?
Yeah, that's New York getting up there, is it? Well, I mean, it's up there, but it's not part of that group.
New York is not a part of New England, so you would not be putting your right foot on New York. And that could only be a good thing, right? I mean, you might step on Spike Lee or something.
Or you might step on the Empire State Building.
The category's gonna be Embryoville. We're playing for $3,000 this time. Okay, you know how they call Boston Beantown? Well then, considering how the bean plant begins, what would have been a good nickname for Boston before it flourished into a city? Stigma Town, Cotyledon Town, Gymnosperm Town, or Stamen Town?
Oh, I believe that's a cotyledon.
Score it!
The bean plant begins as a pair of embryonic leaves called cotyledon. They are very small, but they have an excellent subway system.
So, nothing like Boston.
I'm calling this one. It's 10:30. Do you know where Waldo is? $2,000 for a correct answer. Okay, so you know that Where's Waldo guy, right? Well, I hate that guy. I can never find him. You know, I bet he's not even in those stupid drawings. It's just like a big joke on Schmitty or something, huh? You know, all I need is like a bigger target than some pencil-neck geek kid in a red and white stripe. I got it. I'll tell you what. Here we go. Where's Walden? Huh? Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, or Vermont? Come on.
It should be Massachusetts.
Walden Pond is in Massachusetts. That's where Thoreau used to hang out. In recent years, they've tried to conserve the nature around Walden by turning all of Thoreau's boring books back into trees.
Doesn't quite work that way.
This one's
Nice
called
attempt, though.
The Bombs Aren't the Only Things Bursting. You get it right, I'm giving you $1,000. Oh, check this out. I found this old love letter just like sitting there. The only thing is I can't figure out who wrote it. September 14th, 1814, my red, white, and blue beauty. Every day I thank God and Betsy Ross for your existence. You looked amazing at Fort McHenry tonight. I wrote a poem about you. So, who wrote the love letter? Benjamin Franklin, Marquis de Lafayette, John Locke, or Francis Scott Key?
You know, I know Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. Does he have help? Probably not.
Inspired by the sight of the flag at Fort McHenry on September 14th, 1814, Francis Scott Key penned the Star-Spangled Banner. Unfortunately, he was later found rolling around naked with Old Glory and was charged with desecrating the flag.
Probably indecent exposure,
All right,
too.
don't freak out at me or nothing, but you're about to jump headfirst into a dis or dat. I like to call this dis or dat. Put down the Nobel Prize and roll the damn dice. All right, I guess I'm going to read off the list.
Massachusetts Lottery or
I'm ready if you are.
Scientific
Give me 30
Term.
seconds on the clock. Mass concentration. Lottery. Mass spectrum. Mass cash. Mass number. Mass defect. Mass millions. Last one. Mass action.
That was a lot easier than I thought it'd be.
Yowza, way to go. Let's see your new score. Congratulations on your windfall. Okay, let's move on with the game.
6.
Coming at you, real Americans don't drink tea. And this one's worth
No,
$1,000.
we drink bottled
All right,
water
here we go.
now.
Imagine Alice ditches Wonderland because she hears Boston's tea party is way cooler. How should Alice dress for the Boston Tea Party if she wants to fit in with the other partygoers? In a nun's habit, in a royal robe and a crown, in armor and spurs, or in war paint and a mohawk?
Yeah, they dressed up like natives.
Men who attacked the ships during the Boston Tea Party disguised themselves as Indians so they wouldn't be recognized. But as they were sneaking away, they ran into a bunch of guys dressed up as cowboys, and, well, it wasn't pretty.
Probably not.
7.
Up next, your eternal soul is not FDIC insured.
Aww.
I got $2,000, says you don't know this one. Hey, check it out. I got
Should
the
be.
famous New England primer here. Listen to this. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake. They teach this to children? My God. I pray the Lord my soul to take. Okay. Suppose God offers you interest for all the nights he keeps your soul. If you want the best return for your soul, what account should you choose? The miraculous best interest account, the angelic simple interest account, the divine compound interest account, or the holy viable interest account?
Yeah, compound works.
Compound interest will get you the most back for your soul. But don't forget that pray the Lord my soul to take part, okay? You bounce one check, your ass is God's. And
Didn't
they
you
cut
just
up
say
your
roll
visa.
the dice? You know? Gotta gamble a little.
Here's a little
Just
something
a
I
little.
call The Wicked Witch was just looking for Salem, and this one's gonna be worth $3,000. Yeah, sure, the yellow brick road may have helped Dorothy find the wizard in Oz, but what if she landed somewhere else? For an entirely different reason. Suppose Dorothy lands in Boston. If she asks the Munchkins how to get to all of the historic sites, what could they sing to her?
Follow the blue-painted footprints. Follow the old trolley tracks. Follow the thin red line.
Or,
Follow the marked yellow signs.
Yeah, I think that's a red line they have painted there.
it's called the Freedom Trail. It's a red line painted on the brick streets and sidewalks that runs between Boston's historic sites. Yeah, in fact, you know, I was just there a few weeks ago. Pretty cool, checking out the colors. Although I still can't figure out why all these flying monkeys were hanging around the North Church.
Well, where else?
Well, open your eyes.
Where else
Looks
would
like
they
we're
be?
about to enjoy a When Did Happen. Okay. Oh, somebody's got their knickers in a bunch. Let's go. This When Did Happen is called Round and Creamy. You know, it just wouldn't be right to do an entire episode on New England without mentioning one of its finest exports. Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And who could ever forget when this happened? Ben & Jerry's introduces
I
Chubby
could
Hubby
forget
ice
it.
cream. Oh, so good.
Chubby Hubby is the
now,
actual
did this
name of a
happen
flavor?
before Ben & Jerry's Chubby Hubby hit the shelves? After the world met Chubby Hubby? Or, hey, that never happened at all?
That was later.
Okay,
I can
let's
guess
check it out.
good, too.
Dismissal 1. Let's see how your score looks now. Okay, now, where were we?
10.
The category is mass holes. And this one's going to be worth $2,000. Well, like I always say, you can't have an episode about New England without comparing the new one to the old one. Okay, I've just said it the one time, but check out this analogy for me, will you? Driving nightmare in England is to roundabout, as driving nightmare in New England is to U-turn lane, cloverleaf, rotary, or skyway.
Cloverleafs are further west, aren't they?
See, now you'd think New England would mean that it's been improved, but unfortunately Massachusetts copied the traffic nightmare roundabout and called it the rotary. Of course, in merry old England, they have the drivers sitting on the wrong side, too. I mean, how do you open the glove compartment?
They're just wacky that way, I guess.
11.
This category is two roads diverged in a wood. I smelled Hambone. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. Okay, don't laugh at me. I'm going to read you a famous line of poetry by Robert Frost, okay? Don't laugh at me. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road less traveled by. Thank you. Say Robert Frost took the road less traveled because there was a good all-night diner at the end of it. Given how his poem, The Road Not Taken, ends, what would Robert tell the cook? Good hot cakes make good neighbors. The eggs made all the difference. Coffee, miles to go before I sleep. Or I alone escaped to pay the check.
Yeah, something about making all the difference. Miles to Go is a different poem entirely.
I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Stop laughing at me. And you should hear the beautiful notes Robert Frost wrote on the customer comment cards. Here's one. Lousy. And I'd rather let my cat use my mouth as a litter box. Robert.
That's certainly a praise coming from him, I guess.
Dark Secrets. And this one's worth $3,000. Think fast, it's question time. If you check out a Plymouth Rock on Plymouth Rock, a Rhode Island in Rhode Island, and a New Hampshire in New Hampshire, what would you most likely hear? Sound 1. Sound 2. Sound 3. Or sound 4.
I know Rhode Island Reds are a type of roosters.
Plymouth Rock, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire are all breeds of chickens. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on... Hey, get off of me! Ah! 13. I'm calling this one where everybody wears a yarmulke. You get this one, you pocket $2,000. Open wide. Suppose they start running new episodes of Cheers, but the bar has been moved to Jerusalem. Based on the customary Jewish toast, what will the show be called? Shalom, L'chaim, Salud, or Meshuggah?
L'chaim. I can't do the funky thing in the back of my throat for that right now.
When toasting in Hebrew, it's customary to say L'chaim, or for my Gentile friends, to life. Yeah, it's a really good show. Sam has been replaced by a wacky bartender named Shlomo. That's Shlomo. He's a player, all right. I'll bet by the end of the season, he'll have dated every woman on the kibbutz. 14.
I'll just smile and nod.
Called Man from Nantucket, white courtesy phone. $3,000 for this one. Okay, so we've all been warned about the man from Nantucket, right? The guy who could, you know, the pride of Massachusetts. Yeah, but, you know, Nantucket wasn't always part of Massachusetts. Say the man from Nantucket performed his feat at the moment Nantucket changed hands. Given which state gave up the island, what could be added to his naughty limerick? It got a bit gaunt when he left old Vermont. Folks started to stare as he left Delaware. He gave it a torque in grand old New York. Or he busted a vein while departing from Maine.
I'm pretty sure that was New York that they got that from.
Nantucket used to be part of New York, so the man from Nantucket might, well, you know. But heck, in New York, a guy like that wouldn't even get noticed. You want to impress New Yorkers? You got to bring it up behind your back. Now that's impressive.
Yeah, that would be more impressive, yes.
You've almost... Oh, you already know how to play. Well, then here's your clue. What Boston has instead of a winning baseball team. And I'll tell you this, it's a lot more than a feeling. Good luck.
Chicken franchise. I'm gonna have to guess on this, aren't I? Okay. Only heard about it. Didn't know. Breed of dog. Boston Terrier. Hock the Con Harvard Yard is what that says, huh? Yep, throwing in the accent. Molasses, salt, pork, and beans. Okay. Boston baked beans. Symphony Orchestra, the Boston Pops. Custard-filled cake. Boston cream cake. No cake, Boston cream pie, but cake. But this out. Did they Yes, they did. The Boston Strangler. Huh.
That's the game. Player one, I couldn't have done a better job myself because I wouldn't have played by myself. I would have found something else to do, you know? Now, but seriously, player one, and this isn't easy for me to say.
You don't know Jack!
Well, time to take my place on the high scoreboard again, huh? Anyway, while we wait, thank you for joining me, everybody. I will be back next time for more. Probably the final episode, I think. I think this is 49. Oh well, let's see what I get. Remove Flap Doodle off the list.
Excellent. I have decided your name will be Swamp Wretch.
I've had that one before. Oh well. So, take care, folks. I will see you all back next time for what is possibly the last episode of You Don't Know Jack.
You should have tried the veal pasta.
As always,
Spaghetti.
enjoy the commercials.
Spaghetti. Veal.
Well, worry no longer. Thanks to the new book, 1001 Excuses Not to Order the Veal. This handy restaurant companion lists over 1,000 excuses to use when you don't want to order veal. Just listen.
I can't eat veal because I'm from Scandinavia.
I'd order the veal, but it causes my limbs to fall off.
Or come dressed as a calf and try the excuse.
How dare you? I'm not a cannibal.
So order 1001 Excuses Not to Order the Veal and have a pleasant veal-free meal the next time you dine out.
Here at Wackofson and Snurm, we're working for you. We understand that service is what creates customer loyalty, and we're willing to stand on our heads to keep you coming back. In fact, we'll stand on our heads, then do cartwheels. We'll juggle. We'll ride unicycles. We'll ride unicycles while twirling plates on the ends of sticks. Anything to show you that you're number one. We'll wear funny hats. We'll cover ourselves in your choice of delicious ice cream toppings and light our hair on fire. We'll hire you a band. We'll repaint your house. We'll introduce you to Mr. Robert De Niro. We'll have attractive young people of your sexual preference hand feed you grapes and fan you.
Wackofson and Snurm, totally committed to serving you.
Mr. Johnson's time travel elixir can take you to the future.
Me?
Yes, you.
Really? How?
Just add water and drink. Try it.
Okay. It, doesn't seem to be working.
Ah, but just wait a moment. Okay, now look at the clock.
Oh my God! It's a miracle! I'm living 2 seconds in the future! This stuff really works!
Mr. Johnson's time travel elixir. This stuff really works.
Wait! How will I survive here in this crazy future? With my simple old-fashioned ways, I'll be killed!
Everybody in assless chaps.
And now, once again, the St. Joseph's Historically Inaccurate Boys Choir.
Oh, Abraham Lincoln was a president, and a short president was he. He was only 33 inches tall and wore acid wash dungarees. Oh, he ate a lot of butter, which made him fat, so he tried to get really lean. He practiced for weeks doing the triple lutz and joined the U.S. figure skating team.
Everybody in clown shoes.
And now, the St. Joseph's Historically Inaccurate Boys Choir.
Oh, Genghis Khan was a merry old man, and a very hairy man was he. He invaded Alaska from the north and taught penguins how to speak Chinese. Oh, after the battle he was quite hungry, so he went to a KFC, where he ordered coleslaw, mashed potatoes, and chicken de rotisserie.
Wow.